Everybody, it's Tara. I'm sitting down today to go through my knits and clean up everything. I had this huge stack that was kind of falling over in my closet, and I thought it's time to clean this out. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pull from this very messy pile next to me, show you what it is, where it came from, if I made it, and if it's gonna go back in my closet or go to live with somebody else. So I have already gotten rid of some sweaters in the past. I've knit May by Drea Renee, or Andrea Mowry, Drea Renee Knits. Totally wrong yarn choice, and to be completely honest, I threw it in the trash. I can't take it back now, I did. It is something that I would be interested in knitting on later, making some modifications to it, but it just kept growing and growing and growing to the point where I was like, I can't wear this. Like, I don't even feel cute in this. Not even around the house, I can't wear this. So I threw that one away. I got rid of all of the ranunculus sweaters I've made, and my boxy sweater, which was the first sweater I've ever knit for myself, is now frogged because I really like the sweater and there was nothing really wrong with it. It's just that when I put it on, I didn't have that feeling of this is really me. I was just using leftover yarn that I had. And so this yarn is going to go back in here and it will get a second life. So those are the sweaters I have gotten rid of. So now I'm just gonna start pulling. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start with 2 knits that I know like 5,000% I'm keeping. I am for sure keeping my Gloam cardigan, and it might be too big to fit in the frame. This is Gloam. You can't even see, can you? Can you see some of the stitch work? This is designed by Caitlin Hunter, knit in Hobby Lobby, warm and cozy in the colorway Parchment. This is the first cardigan I've ever made. I modified this pattern by making it longer. I added 4 or 5 inches. I added quite a bit. And I also knit a shawl collar because I wanted something that could be up and around my neck. So this that gets to go back in the closet. And where is it? Now I'm just making an even bigger mess. Great. Here it is. And I'm for sure keeping my stone crop. This I will have for the rest of my life. This doesn't get to go anywhere. Okay, so those are 2 sweaters that when I put them on, I feel like completely 100% like me. They're totally me. I love them. So now we're just gonna start pulling things. So here's what I need to preface this with is that I love making sweaters, and sweaters are what I mostly make. So I can remake any of these sweaters that I get rid of. If I choose to pass a sweater on, it's not because of the pattern. It could be that it just doesn't mesh with me right now. Maybe it's something that I want to re-knit with a different fit that I think would fit me better. It's nothing personal. It's just a sweater. You know what I mean? Like, as a maker, I'm not gonna stop making. And to hold on to all of these things if I'm not actually going to use them, that is very wasteful, especially if I know that I could donate them or pass them down to somebody who's going to actually wear them and use them. Getting off my soapbox, here we go. So this isn't a sweater, this is a shawl, and I don't think I've ever shown this before, but this is my interpretation of On the Spice Market by Melanie Bird. And when I first saw this, it was on a Grocery Girls episode from, I think, close to whenever they had started. And Tracy had shown this, and I've always thought, oh, I could do a Starry Night shawl with that pattern. So Van Gogh's Starry Night is my favorite painting. And so this I'm definitely keeping too, for sure. I only have 2 shawls. So I have this, and then I also have my half and half triangles wrap, which I just finished. So I'm not getting rid of this either. How cute is this? Now I made this smaller one. So this is perfect if I want to wear it under my coat. Oops, because you can see it's kind of short in the back. So this would be perfect under my coat. I have kind of an idea of other ones that I want to make, but I'm for sure keeping all of my shawls because I only have 2. And the 2 that I have, I really enjoy. Okay, next. I told you I grabbed the entire stack of my knits, so that also includes store-bought sweaters. So this is my store-bought sweater. I got this at Kohl's, I think, on clearance. I mean, who doesn't buy stuff on clearance if it's at Kohl's? If you pay full price, that's just silly. I love the striping on this, kind of like that 70s look. It does have a bit of a bell sleeve at the end, a very small one. Like, this is a sweater that I love. Keeping this, not gonna get rid of that. Okay, then I have my Grace pullover in black, and I love this sweater, and I made it in 3 days. But so in my head I'm thinking, I love this sweater, but I know that there's somebody else in my life that would really like this, and so I'm gonna give it to them because I can always make another one. So while I'm passing that on, I know that I can make another one, and I do already have a black sweater. So that's my rational thinking. I already have one black sweater. I can give this black sweater that I love to someone that I love, because the older I'm getting, I'm kind of like thinking in my head of giving. I don't want to give people, for lack of a better way to say it, I don't want to give people the crap I don't want. I want it to be things that I do want and that I do really like, but ultimately I don't really need. And that's kind of where some of this is going to fall. Like that black Grace sweater. Okay, then I have, is that backwards? There we go. My gaudy sweater, which isn't really gaudy at all because I used neutrally colors. I really love this sweater. This is one I wear. I wear this quite a bit, so I will keep that. My fingering weight sweaters, I'm probably going to always end up keeping them because that's my favorite weight. I have a sweater from my daughter, so there's a reason why my daughter's sweater, this is from Target from last season. The reason I have this in my knits is because one is too small for her, so it'll be saved for her baby sister. But I have some cardigan patterns, and I've always loved the color work and the color choices in this, so I'm like, I kind of want to make a me version of it. So instead of putting this in my closet, I need to put this in my knit basket so that I can play with it. Okay. Then I have, this is another store-bought sweater. I ordered this last fall from the Gap because I thought it was just really playful and fun. So this gives me like the art teacher vibes that I really like. So I either like things that are fun and playful like this, or like kind of feminine and soft, kind of like, that's why I like this shirt. Like it's just kind of soft and feminine and pretty. So pretty and fun, if I had to narrow it down. I mean, I also like things that are moody, but really more playful and fun. Who am I kidding? Look at this. Look at all the colors. And this is made of wool, so it's only hand washed. So yes, I'm going to keep my one and only Gap sweater because I do like it. I do like it a lot. Okay. Then I have my O'Reed sweater that I test knit for Rachel, and I really enjoy this sweater too, and I had a lot of fun styling this sweater. So it is a bottom up construction V-neck, kind of a bell sleeve at the end. Am I going to keep this even though I really love it? This one, I feel like it shouldn't be hard. My first gut reaction is pass it on, so I'm gonna pass it on. Oh my God, okay, we're doing it. This is becoming a thing now. This is gonna get harder as I go along. So hold on 1 second. I have one more store-bought sweater that came from Kohl's, and I bought this like 7 or 8 years ago. So it's just like this oatmeal-y color, and these are studs. One of my favorite sweaters. I'll never get rid of this. I bought this when my husband and I were engaged and we went on a ski trip with friends, and I needed some sweaters for it. I love that sweater. It's stained. Okay, so now we're getting into kind of like the, I don't want to say indecisive because I think I can be pretty decisive, but it's convincing myself that I'm making the right choice. So I'm going to close my eyes and I'm just going to reach down. What did I pick up? Okay. So this is my Ghost Horses by Caitlin Hunter. It's supposed to be knit in a DK weight, but I guess apparently the yarn I chose was more worsted. Whatever. This is the very, very first color work I ever did, which makes me want to hold on to it. My husband likes it, which is part of why I'm thinking I want to hold on to it. I think I'm just going to hold on to it. This is incredibly soft. This is knit in, this is the same, the gray yarn is the same yarn from my Gloam cardigan, and the color work is Lion Brand Ferris Wheel and Pink Marmalade, which I don't think they make the Ferris Wheel yarn anymore, which kind of sucks because it's really soft. I mean, that is insane. It's so soft. Okay, then I have my like True Colors knockoff because I don't actually own Jen's pattern for True Colors. It's just a sweater that I've admired ever since I saw it, and I was just playing around making up my own sweater as I went, and so this is what I came up with. I'm gonna pass this on. I'm not cool enough for this. I'm not hip enough for that sweater, is what I'm saying. So right now the giveaway pile is 3, and there's a color theme, which is funny because I love black and I love that pink, but for whatever reason, those I'm just gonna go on. Okay, so we're down to the last 3 sweaters. Okay, and these are gonna be kind of tough decisions. So I have my Simone pullover. Let me make sure that I'm showing you the right side. Like at the actual, there we go. So I love I like the color of this yarn. This is in Lion Brand's Fisherman's Wool. And so I do like my yarn choice, but I don't necessarily like my like fit choices, if that makes sense. So I did this in short sleeves, but this is not yarn that is next to skin for me. This is kind of rough and itchy. And I love the detail at the bottom. I do still wear this. I don't like the fit. I don't like the fit across the chest and shoulders. So what I'm gonna do is this sweater gets one more wear for me to kind of, I need to see how it fits how it lays across the chest. I don't like when there's like that gape right there where I don't like that. So I'll wear that again. If it doesn't lay nicely across the shoulders and the chest area, it's gone. It's going to be passed on to somebody because nobody got time to mess with an ill-fitting sweater, and then I can just reknit it. It's not a big deal. Okay, so this is my throw over made with DK weight, so I had to modify the pattern because I had leftover, this is leftover yarn from the last sweater I'll show you. So with this, I don't not like this, but I don't know that I love it. But I do wear it. This is made from Rowan's Alpaca Classic DK. This is the satin color. This is like the deep teal. And then I needed a third color, so I threw in some yarn that I already had. So this is the Yarn Bee 44th Street, I believe, and Pale Aqua. And I think that kind of makes things pop a little bit. I do still wear this, but a cropped short sleeve alpaca sweater, I've come to learn, may not have been the best choice because alpaca is it's a warm fiber. I very much enjoy this, but it's not with short sleeve. I mean, it's kind of like, an oxymoron, is that what I'm thinking of? Like to have something knit warm, but then like it's short sleeved and slightly cropped. I don't know. I do wear this. So here's what makes this hard. I am not in love with the fit of this. I think it looks really cute, and I've enjoyed the photos that I've posted of it, and it is something that I would knit again. But I think I'm mostly just really in love with the yarn. And that's why I don't want to get rid of it, is because I love the yarn, which is silly because I can pass this down to somebody who is going to totally love it, and then I can always just buy new yarn. So I'm putting that in the pass on pile. Okay. Then I have my Woolen Honey sweater made from the same yarn from my throw over. This got thrown in the washing machine, but not with cold water, and so it felted and shrunk. And I have been able to stretch it back out a little bit, back into life. I can't believe I'm gonna say this. Oh my gosh. Because I love this sweater, but I don't love the sweater the same way that I love my stone crop. So I'm gonna pass it on. And I'm gonna go ahead and pass on my Simone too. Okay. Okay. Oh my gosh, and that pile just fell over, so sorry. What's sad is that I love the yarn and the colors of everything I'm getting rid of. But when I also look at that pile, I'm like, I can also remake everything that I just gave away. And I have pictures to document what I've made. I know the changes that I would make, what I'm looking for. And so, okay. So now I'm looking back at my pile of things that I'm keeping. I'm for sure keeping the store-bought sweaters that I have. I only have 3, I think, that I showed. This is the only 3 that I have, so I'm totally keeping those. I didn't include my store-bought cardigans that are hanging up in my closet because they're hanging up in my closet and weren't causing a problem. So now that I'm looking up on my bed as one kind of final look through, I keep going back to my ghost horses. think I'm gonna pass this on too. I don't think it's worth holding on for nostalgia's sake to say like it was the first color work I ever did, because I have pictures of it and it's incredibly soft, but it's a bigger, looser fit than what I would want. Like when I put it on, I don't feel completely comfortable and 100% myself. Whereas so now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sweaters. And that's all that I'm keeping is 5 sweaters and my one Gloam cardigan. And I'm getting rid of or passing on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So these are all sweaters that I'm gonna pass on. And so I do want to reiterate that I'm passing these on not because I don't like them. I thought they were the yarn was worth paying for, the pattern was worth paying for, and it was worth knitting. So it's worth keeping. But I plan to keep making lots and lots and lots of sweaters, which means that I cannot keep all these sweaters and just let them sit in my closet and go unworn. That's not okay. That is wasteful. So I'm going to find good homes for these sweaters and pass them on. So I'm going to pass them on to people that I care deeply about. Yeah. So time to make some more sweaters, huh? Thanks for hanging out with me today. I'm so glad that you came. I hope you're doing well, and I'll catch you next time.